Good morning, everyone. This is my second math cast created by Morgan Massey for 4th grade. Our learning objectives today is to create conversion tables for length, weight, and capacity units using measurement tools and use the tables to solve problems. Good morning, 4th graders. Today we will be using conversion charts in our lesson. For today's vocab, the first word we are going to be looking at is multiply. We are going to be multiplying two numbers together, and that can be also said as times. And then when we are writing out our problems, we are going to be using this symbol here. Our second vocab word today is double, and that is when we are just multiplying the first number by 2, and that's going to just be written like this. Some units that we are going to be using today are going to be feet, pounds, yards, ounces, and inches. For our first problem here, I have drawn out what 1 inch looks like and what 1 foot looks like. However, I did not tell us how many inches are in this 1 foot, so we are going to count each inch to find out how many are in 1 foot. So this is 1 inch right here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we know there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So now that we know how many inches are in 1 foot, we can take that number, which is our 12 here, and we're going to write it up here, and then we are going to multiply it by however many feet we want to know. So we are going to write times 2 up here, which is going to give us 24 inches. Next, for 3, it is 3 feet, so we're going to write our 12 again, and we're going to do times 3, which is going to give us 36 inches. We're going to make sure to write it down here in our chart. Next, we want to know how many inches are in 4 feet. So again, we're going to take our 12 inches and do times 4. And then that is going to give us 48 inches. Next, we want to know 5 feet. So take our 12 times 5, and that is going to give us 60 inches in 5 feet. This problem here can help us in real life if we were buying rope and we knew how many inches. We needed 48 inches of rope for whatever we were using it for, and they only sold it in feet. We would know that our 48 inches is 4 feet of rope. For problem number 2 today, we are going to be doing yards and feet. We want to know how many feet are in this many yards. Remember that yards are longer than feet. So down here, I have a demonstration for us that this ruler is 1 foot long, and this yardstick is marked at 1 foot, 2 foot, and 3 foot. So you know there are 3 feet in 1 yard, which I have already written for us. So now we are going to do 3 because of how many feet are in 1. We're going to have 3 up here, and then we're going to do times 2 because that's how many yards we want to know. Times 2. And that is going to give us 6 feet. So we're going to write 6 down here on our chart. Next, we want to know how many feet are in 3 yards. So this one, we are going to do 3 times 3, and that is going to give us 9 feet in 3 yards. Next, we want to know 4 feet. So we are going to do 3 times 4. And also just remember that this can also be written as 4 times 3. It does not matter the order in multiplication. So that is going to give us 12 feet in 4 yards. And finally, we want to know how many feet are in 5 yards. So this one I will write 5 times 3, and that is going to give us 15 feet in 5 yards. For problem number 3 today, we are going to be doing how many ounces are in this many pounds. So first, we need to see that this circle is going to represent 1 ounce, and this square is going to represent 1 pound. So I've shown over here that there are a certain amount of circles in the square. So we are going to count them, and I'm going to make a tick in each one as we go so I know that I've already counted that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we know there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So now that we know there are 16 ounces in 1 pound, we can do 16 times 2. And we are going to do our math over here to the side. And we know that will give us 32 ounces. Next, we are going to do 3 pounds. So we are going to do 3 times 16, which will give us 48 ounces. Next, for 4 pounds, we're going to do 4 times 16, which will give us 64 ounces. And finally, 5 pounds times 16 will give us 80 ounces. Thank you for watching my Math Cast 2.